Van Helsing, Sword of Heaven, issue number 3 from Scope. So I was actually gonna do Hack Slash versus Chaos, but all I have is issue number 2 because my local comic book store forgot to order issue number 1. But thankfully, they're ordering that for me right now, but it won't come in until Wednesday. So I'll probably end up doing a week of just Hack Slash versus Chaos. Because I really want to read this so badly, but I'm waiting for issue number 1 because I want to read them in order. But I mean, we have my favorite comic book character of all time, Cassie Hack from Hack Slash. One of my other favorite comic book characters of all time, Chastity. I mean, we got Purgatory. We got Chaos comic characters, and anyone who's watched any of my previous comic videos will know that I am a huge fan of. Or I was a huge fan of Chaos Comics. I mean, they're not around anymore. But I really want to read that. But I gotta wait now another week. so I can read them in order. So the only thing I really had to read this week was Van Helsing, Sword of Heaven. I mean, I got a couple of other comics. Just haven't had a chance to get around to reading them yet. So we're gonna do another Van Helsing. I'm not saying that oh man, I'm doing another Van Helsing, because this has actually been a really great series. It's just I feel like I just did issue number 2 recently, and I don't like doing the same series like way too close to each other. But this is all we got. But we kind of start off where we left last time with Leslie and I forget this girl's name. Dara. She is an Indian equivalent of the FBI, I believe. She doesn't look very Indian. That's the one thing about Scope. Here's the thing: I like their comics because they remind me of like story wise, I should say. They remind me of like old school Top Cow, Chaos. Art style, it's just I mean, it's not terrible art, but there's just something off about it. It comes across kind of not uncanny valley, but it comes across kind of stiff. Like it I don't want to say that it looks like photographs and then they're just, being traced, because it doesn't, but it looks like they're using pictures as reference, maybe. Like they're not tracing over the pictures, but they're kind of just like, it looks very stiff. It just, even like we'll get to an action scene in just a moment. Yeah, basically they're out in the desert and then they see a horde of zombies heading towards a small village. So I'm gonna skip a couple pages. Get to an action scene. Here we go. So the zombies are basically attacking this small village, and Leslie decides to go and help. So here we go. Small village is burning, and Leslie goes to help. And as you can see, like everything looks very. Even like them sliding down, there's just something off about it. Like there's no, what's the word I'm looking for here? Everything looks very stiff. There's no exaggerations in the movements, which, I mean, you can't do that in real life, but you can do that and you should do that in comics, manga, any kind of visual medium, where, you're drawing. Kind of exaggerate some of the movements, so like it gives exaggerate, I don't know, some of this, so it just, things pop out more. Like, look, we get a zombie shot in the head and it looks really stiff. Like she's diving away from a zombie that's just getting shot. Like everything here looks kind of just stiff, and there's no like fluidity in any of this. So that's one thing you kind of have to put up with if you read Scope. But other than that, I mean, I like their stories. The stories are really good. They're not like Academy Award winning writing, but they're basically popcorn flicks. They're basically like, if you just want like crazy like adventure stories or action stories, basically stuff that reminds you of like 90s Top Cow, Chaos Comics, maybe even Image, only not as out there, then highly recommend Zenescope. But yeah, just the art, again, it's not terribly drawn so much as it's just the actions and the movements just seem very stiff. That's my biggest complaint. But yeah, we basically just get Leslie helping out this village being attacked by zombies. I really like zombie stories. I don't know why I just said it, but I'm a huge fan of like zombie stuff, which is very funny because I haven't read or watched The Walking Dead, and I don't really plan on doing it, just because I don't know, it just seems way too depressing and stuff. And it just seems like it's more about the people than it is about the zombies. I highly recommend Z Nation though. I haven't gotten a chance to watch their latest season, but I will once it gets on Netflix. But Z Nation is basically, it puts the fun in zombie apocalypse. But yeah, basically, yeah, Leslie just, the whole plot of this issue is just Leslie's trying to find this Indian vampire who's controlling this zombie horde. And he sends a zombie horde to attack this village to basically create new, basically to boost up his army. For every person that the zombies kill, another zombie takes its place. So he wants to build up his zombie army. So he attacks this village, and then Leslie goes and helps. And yeah, Suki, here we go. She's pulling herself out off the roof, jumping from rooftop to rooftop, jumping down, sprinting. It's just, I guess here it doesn't look too bad, but when you see like, because I've said this before in her Van Helsing versus the werewolf, when you see her, especially like in fight scenes, it comes across as very stiff. But yeah, I was a little confused about this part. So she was going to use this tank to blow up. So she drives like in a giant circle, only to come back and shoot at the tank and then crash the car into the garage and then blow it up. See, she blows it up. So I was like, if you're trying to draw the zombies to you and they're already here, the zombies are already like getting inside the garage and they're already, surrounding your car. Why did you drive out of the garage? What, just to run over a couple of zombies only to turn back and then go back into the garage so you can blow it up? Like, this whole like action scene was just kind of weird. I don't know, maybe she was just trying to buy them time or something. But yeah, she's able to blow up the zombies, and then we get a little bit more, which I'm not going to show for not only copyright reasons, but just I don't want to spoil the series. I do recommend getting it. I've really enjoyed the Van Helsing series so far, and I mean it's by Chuck Dixon, who I've been enjoying a lot of the stuff that he's been writing lately. Basically, ever since he kind of came out as like pro Comic Gate and stuff. Well, I don't even know if I want to say he's pro Comic Gate. He's just more of a he's anti what most comic pros are. Like, he's not going around bashing the fans or anything like that. He's very like welcoming to people. So ever since that, like anytime when I hear about writers like that, like what's his name? Oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting it. Brian Edward Hill, who did the Detective Comics. Anytime when I hear about comic pros that are just basically not treating their fans like garbage, I go out and I check out more of their stuff. And so I've been checking out more of Chuck Dixon stuff. And I started off with Van Helsing versus Werewolf, which I've done video reviews on that. But I've liked his stuff so far. Like everything I haven't read like everything from him. In fact, I haven't even read like a fraction of his work. But I've read multiple series from him, and everything I've read so far, I've really enjoyed. So I highly recommend picking this up. It's issues 3 of 6, so we're about halfway. And that's usually how Zenescope goes. For anyone who's unfamiliar with Zenescope, they don't do like annual series other than the Grimm Fairy Tales. The Grimm Fairy Tales goes on like forever, but everything else is basically a 6-issue miniseries. And I'll show some of the characters in the back. I just want to make sure I don't reveal the final page. So we have Van Helsing. Then we have the Grimm Fairy Tales, which I haven't been reading just because I'm not a fan of this character. I think her name is Tarot. I read some of her stuff, and I'm just like, I don't really care about her. Though the apple makes me think this is the Red Queen. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this is Tarot. I think Tarot's someone else. But the Tarot is the main character from the Grimm Fairy Tales, like this season. And I'm just not a big fan of her, so I haven't really been following it. But Grimm Fairy Tales, basically what they do is they have their own, all of the series in the Zenescope is in the same shared universe, so you'll get crossovers between the characters. And a lot of characters are introduced in the Grimm Fairy Tales before they get their own like spin-off miniseries. So that's a good way to, I guess, get introduced to characters. I haven't really been following that though. Conspiracy, I haven't read anything on that. Black Knight, I did a review on Black Knight. I like the story and stuff like that. I hated her armor. Not because it's sexualized or anything like that. I don't really care about that. I mean, I like Witchblade's armor. It's just, it's very bland. It just basically looks like a bland Black Knight armor with just a lot of the torso missing so you can see her chest. They could have, I don't know, done something a little bit different just to make it more unique and pop out. But yeah, good story, just not a fan of the design decision for her armor. I mean, you can keep the sexiness, just make it a little bit less bland. Wonderland has been a great series. I've been reading the latest one. Is it Return to Wonderland? I forget what it's called, but basically it's with Alice and her daughter get sucked back into Wonderland. That was pretty good. And then I have the hardcover trade back. I haven't gotten a chance to completely finish it yet, but maybe I'll do a review on that one of these days. But Wonderland is really good. Belle is good. I felt the ending was kind of but I like the character enough, and then the whole like Belle as a beast hunter is kind of interesting. I kind of the ending was not that hard to figure out. Like by issue like 4, I was like, okay, I think I know where this is gonna go, and I was kind of right. But it was pretty good. Writer of Cinderella, Serial Killer Princess. I think this is another Zenescope. Was it another Zenescope? I think so. Is it Cinderella? There's like one that is Cinderella kills the Zenescope universe. If so, the Cinderella character is pretty cool too. I think it's a Cinderella character. No. It's Dorothy, I think, from Wizard of Oz. I think she's the one who in the Zenescope universe is like a serial killer. Like she's like the Harley Quinn of the Zenescope universe. And there's Paradise Court, which I haven't read yet. And then of course we got Robin Hood, which I've read multiple series from her, which is really good. I Love New York. Watch the short. Oh, it's the short. Okay, never mind. But yeah, pretty much like I'm a huge fan of Zenescope. I read a lot of their stuff, but yeah, I highly recommend this series. This is good. I mean, it's Chuck Dixon. He tells good stories in my opinion. Like from everything I've read so far, I've really enjoyed from him. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully soon we'll get Hack Slash versus Chaos. I mean, we got Hack Slash and we got Chaos comic characters. Like this is like my dream right here. So hopefully it lives up to that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe if you guys haven't already. Hit the bell for notification. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below. And I hope to see you guys next time. Later.